US-backed peace proposal to end Ukraine war, while Zelensky in Delme, Trump set deadline until Thursday for Ukraine to accept proposal. Israel killed at least 67 children in Gaza even after ceasefire, says United Nations. Dinajpur district win Taruller Utsav National Football Championship title, beating Sirajganj district by 3-2 goals. And Bangladesh on brink of victory against Ireland in Mirpur Test. On final day tomorrow, Tigers need 4 wickets to win, while Irish need 333 runs. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our English News Bulletin at 10 p.m. Those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details, and I'm Shoma Bosch with you. 2 mild earthquakes occurred in the capital and surrounding district after yesterday's 5.7 magnitude earthquake that struck Dhaka and several other parts of the country. Second earthquake occurred at 6 p.m. measuring 4.3 on the Richter scale, with its epicenter at Bata in Dhaka. Earlier at 10:36 a.m., a 3.3 magnitude earthquake originated at Polash of Noshindi. Following yesterday's strong earthquake, today's 2 aftershocks have caused concern among the public. Researchers said this while aftershocks of yesterday's earthquake, multiple aftershocks likely to occur after a major quake, they added. According to the Earthquake Research Center of the Bangladesh Meteorological Department, the epicenter of yesterday's 5.7 magnitude earthquake was in Madhupti area of Noshindi, about 13 kilometers east of the Meteorological Department. According to Bangladesh's earthquake history, this is the strongest earthquake since the country's birth in 1971, and such a powerful tremor centered around Dhaka has not been experienced even in the last 100 years. Due to Bangladesh's geographically vulnerable location, mild to moderate earthquakes likely to occur from time to time, and the possibility of major earthquake cannot be ruled out. Visiting Prime Minister of Bhutan Shewing Thopke and Bangladesh Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus held bilateral talks at the Chief Advisor's office this afternoon. The two leaders discussed a wide range of issues covering the entire spectrum of Bangladesh-Bhutan relations, including trade, energy, education, tourism, internet cooperation, transport, healthcare, environment, water resources, investment and aviation. The two leaders first held a 30-minute tete-a-tete, followed by nearly an hour of formal bilateral discussion. Describing Bhutan as a very important friend of Bangladesh, Professor Yunus said Bhutan is a key part of Dhaka's vision for a regional trade and economic cooperation. Prime Minister Thopke said Bhutan and Bangladesh enjoy warm and excellent relations. He described Bangladesh as the source of Bhutan's spiritual heritage, recalling that Bangladeshi monks carried Buddhism to the Himalayan region during the Middle Age. The visiting Prime Minister stressed the need for deeper trade and economic cooperation. If we have to prosper, we must prosper together, he said. Professor Yunus noted that Bangladesh is building a 1,000-bed hospital and a medical college in the northern district of Nilphamari, and invited Bhutanese nationals to avail themselves of healthcare services and medical education in the upcoming facility. Following the formal talks, Bangladesh and Bhutan signed 2 memorandum of understanding, one on healthcare services and the other one the trade of international internet bandwidth. The first MOU on the appointment of health workforce was signed between the Health Services Division of Bangladesh's Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and the Ministry of Health of the Royal Government of Bhutan. The second MOU concerning the trade of international internet bandwidth and other telecommunication services was signed between the Royal Government of Bhutan and the Government of Bangladesh. Secretary of the Post and Telecommunication Division under the Ministry of Post, Telecommunication and Information Technology signed on behalf of Bangladesh. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus and Bhutanese Prime Minister Shering Thomke witnessed the signing ceremony. Later, the Bhutanese Prime Minister signed the visitor's book. Foreign Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussain called on visiting Bhutanese Prime Minister Shering Thomke at a city hotel today. Later, Commerce Advisor Sheikh Bashiruddin also called on the Bhutanese Prime Minister. During the meeting, they discussed various issues related to mutual interest of the two countries. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus hosted a banquet in honor of the visiting Bhutanese Prime Minister Shering Thomke at the ballroom of Hotel Intercontinental today. Chief Advisor welcomed the Bhutanese Prime Minister Shering Thomke upon his arrival at the hotel. At the function, the Chief Advisor mentioned the good relations between Bhutan and Bangladesh, stating that Bhutan was the first country to recognize Bangladesh. He said Bangladesh is committed to working with Bhutan.
Bangladesh and Bhutan share a friendship that is deep and enduring. Bhutan's historic decisions to be the first country to recognize our independence remains a timeless gesture of solidarity, one that continues to guide our relationship more than 5 decades later. In this trying period, we count on your warmth, your friendship, and your steady support as we navigate this transition with responsibility and optimism. Our discussions today reaffirm the vast promise of our cooperation in trade, sub-regional energy, education, tourism, connectivity, and beyond. We are confident that our efforts and discussions today will make inroads for elevating our partnership for the benefit of both of our peoples.
Bhutanese Prime Minister Shering Thomke praised the 3 zeros theory and expressed optimism that the signing of 2 MOUs between Bangladesh and Bhutan would further deepen the relations between the two countries.
A distinguished place in global history. Your pioneering contributions have reshaped development thinking worldwide and have inspired generations committed to social empowerment, human dignity, and inclusive growth. See, I've been reading about the 3 zeros: zero net carbon, zero poverty, and zero unemployment. These are valuable lessons for all of us. Bhutan appreciates the solidarity of the people of Bangladesh, which has contributed immensely to a shared aspiration for a peaceful and prosperous region. Bhutan, as a close friend and neighbor, sincerely wishes the people of Bangladesh continued success in all its endeavors. We hold deep admiration for the resilience and determination of the Bangladeshi people and remain confident that Bangladesh will continue to achieve remarkable progress in the years ahead.
Before the dinner, a delightful cultural program was presented showcasing the country's cultural heritage. Chief Justice, members of the Advisory Council, Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor, leaders of various political parties and senior military and civilian officials were present at the event. Earlier, a Duke flight carrying Bhutanese Prime Minister Sherin Thopke and his entourage members landed at the airport around 8:15 a.m. On his arrival at Hazrat Shahjal International Airport, a red carpet was rolled out to court warm reception to him. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus welcomed Bhutanese Prime Minister Sherin Thopke at the airport. A tiny tot presented him a banquet. Later, the Bhutanese Prime Minister was escorted to a makeshift saluting dais where he was accorded a 19-gun salute and a guard of honor while the national anthems of the two countries were played. At the airport, the chief advisor introduced advisors and other dignitaries to the Bhutanese premier at the presentation line. Sherin Thopke also introduced his entourage members to Professor Yunus. Later, the chief advisor and the Bhutanese Prime Minister held a brief meeting at the airport VVIP lounge, where Prime Minister Thopke inquired about the damages and loss of lives caused by Friday's earthquake and expressed his condolences to the families of the victims. Bhutanese Prime Minister Sherin Thopke paid tributes to the Liberation War martyrs by placing a wreath at the National Memorial in Savar. After placing the wreath at the altar of the memorial, he stood in solemn silence for a few minutes in memory of the martyrs of the Great Liberation War in 1971. A contingent of Bangladesh Army, Navy and Air Force presented a state salute while a melancholy tune was being played on the bugles. Liberation War Affairs Advisor Faruqi Azam, B. Proti Commerce Advisor Sheikh Bashiruddin, Chittagong Hill Tracks Affairs Advisor Shupradip Chakma, and Housing and Public Works Secretary Mohammad Nazrul Islam were present on the occasion. Later, the Bhutanese Premier signed the visitors' book kept there and planted a vocal sapling on the memorial premises. Chief Election Commissioner CEC AMM Nasiruddin has said the Commission would begin to work in line with the referendum law immediately after its promulgation. He was speaking at the closing session of a workshop organized by the ASEAN Network for Free Election at a hotel in the capital. The CEC said that in the past many votes were cast in the names of deceased citizens. The Election Commission has updated the electoral roll by removing the names of 21 lakh dead voters. He noted that an accurate voter list is a crucial instrument for ensuring a free and fair election. He said the Commission is prepared for the upcoming polls and ready to face any challenges related to the election. He also urged the mass media to support the Commission in its effort to hold free and fair election. The CEC reaffirmed that the Commission's prime agenda is to organize a free and fair national election. The provision for a non-party caretaker government system is being reinstated. The Appellate Division of the Supreme Court has delivered a verdict restoring the caretaker government system in the Constitution. Although the related provision has been revived, it is not coming into effect immediately. However, the general public has expressed relief over this verdict. Experts believe that it may be implemented from the election following the next national parliamentary election, meaning from the 14th parliamentary election. They also believe that the reinstatement of the non-party caretaker government system will pave the way for free and fair election. Various political parties had long been demanding the return of the caretaker government system, which was abolished during the tenure of the banned Awami League government. Experts believe that although the upcoming election will be held under an interim government, a caretaker government system is necessary in the future to ensure that elections truly remain in the hands of the people. The Primary and Mass Education Advisor, Professor Mohammad Bidhan Ranjan Roy Podar, has emphasized the importance of practicing innovative knowledge alongside traditional academic learning to confront the challenges of the fourth industrial revolution. He made this call this morning at the third convocation ceremony of the private educational institution, Prime University in the capital. The event was attended by the Prime University Board of Trustees Chairman Anwar Kamal Pasha, Prime University Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Qazi Din Muhammad Khoshru, along with Vice Chancellors of various private universities. Highlighting that the country's socio-economic development depends on its skilled workforce, the Primary and Mass Education Advisor said that skilled human resources are essential to accelerate, sustain and ensure long-term economic growth. Emphasizing modern science and technology-based and time-relevant knowledge practices for the country's socio-economic development, he added that the new generation must be given sufficient time for creativity and technology-driven research. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said that Islam never supports using religion for political advantage. He made the remarks today at a discussion titled "The Pivotal Role of Mosque-Based Children's and Mass Education Caretakers in Developing the Nation and Enhancing Morality and Religious Values," held in the capital's Kakrail. Maulana Shah Muhammad Nasrul Haq, Governors of the Islamic Foundation Board of Governors, presided over the discussion, while Maulana Muhammad Mohiuddin Imam and Khatib of Residential Model College, Muhammad Rafiqul Islam, former Director of the Islamic Foundation, and Zubaidur Rahman, President of the Moshe Caretaker Welfare Council, spoke the event. Fakhrul emphasized that everyone must remain vigilant to help establish a democratic system through free, fair and acceptable elections. The country's students and people have risked their lives to oust fascist regime, and BNP will use this opportunity to work toward protecting the rights of the citizens, he added. National Citizen Party (NCP) has urged the government to immediately bring back Sheikh Hasina to the country to execute the verdict against her and to put the Awami League and its associates on trial as a political party. NCP convener Nahid Islam made the demand in a brief speech after joining a rally that marched from Bangla Motor Crossing to the Press Club. NCP central leaders and members also participated in the program. Nahid said there is an attempt to rehabilitate fascists by using the Jatiya Party as a platform. He alleged a plot to allow the Jatiya Party access to the national election, even though it was excluded from the dialogues of the National Consensus Commission (NCC). The NCP leader termed this a new conspiracy. Nahid said that the NCP will participate in the national election, but on matters of justice, the constitution and state reform, there is no room for compromise. The chairman of the Rajdhani Unnayan Kortripokho Rajuk, Engineer Muhammad Riazul Islam, has said that all risky buildings in Dhaka will soon be identified and necessary measures will be taken. He made the statement today after inspecting the damaged building Koshai Tuli of Bongshal in the capital. The Rajuk chairman said that the owner of the building in Koshai Tuli, where the railing collapsed during an earthquake, failed to present the building design blueprint. He instructed that if the design is not shown within the next 7 days, the building will be sealed. Advising the demolition of the old or high-rise houses built of small plots and encouraging joint construction by several owners, the Rajuk chairman said that if a single building is constructed by combining multiple plots, it may be initially cause some loss for them, but even if there is some loss, the new building they will receive will compensate and prove even more beneficial. Because the height allowed and other facilities they will receive will ensure that they are not financially disadvantaged. Now moving to international news.